Good day, everyone. It's a pleasure to start a new meeting. Today, we're going to be covering about the four core English language skills. In order to that, it will be hosted by Manuel Alfredo Peña Dubón, José Douglas Melgar López, Rodrigo Eduardo Moreira Marroquín, and myself, José Eduardo Martínez Ángel. We're going to be covering the four skills, which are speaking, listening, reading, and writing. For that, I would like Manuel Peña to introduce himself and the name of his class in Edmoro. So tell us, Manuel.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Manuel Alfredo Peña de Bon, and I'm 24 years old, and my class is about grammar. In that class, I teach different techniques in grammar, and also now we are going to discuss a little about reading skills. Skills that we have to manage because we have to acquire different techniques to read in fluency, and the people can understand when we are reading. And now my partner is going to present what letter.
Thank you so much, Manuel. So the next one is Rodrigo Moreira. So tell us, Rodrigo, how's it going?
Well, good evening, teachers and classmates. Well, today I'm going to explain about my class, which is writing skills. So this is important to know because we have to write in a correct way. So I hope you watch this video in which we are going to explain about a little bit about different skills. So my friend is going to explain a little bit more about these skills. Let's go.
Thank you, Rodri. Now Jose Eduardo, and now Jose Douglas Melgar Lopez. So tell us, Jose, how's it going? Jose, you're mute. You gotta unmute your computer.
Well, my name is Jose Douglas Melgar Lopez, and I'm going to teach grammar. I'm teaching grammar, and I'm teaching the best way to improve grammar. And right now, I'm going to explain you how to improve vocabulary in English too. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of you guys that have joined the conference. For all the teachers in Edmodo that haven't, you guys already have the link in order to join it. We're gonna start and we're gonna go over the first slide of the presentation. Those are my slides. Those are my skills, and I like to call them the two core skills, which are listening, and speak. I have here a little slide that I would like to show you guys, and it's about listen and speak. Let's remember when we were child, we did not start with our writing or our reading skills. We started from listening, and after that, our body was able to manage the rest of the skills. But we started from listening. Listening is the first part according to human being, and according to all theories, we start from listening. So my suggestion for you is, if you are trying to practice or if you are trying to improve your skills in English language, is all the time being with practice, which is the circle number 1 that we have in this slide. Because practice is gonna give you several things. It's gonna give you fluency. It's gonna give you a lot of pronunciation and else, because your brain is gonna be used to do, or it's gonna be able to understand and give messages pretty clear. And the next one, the next circle that we have here is read English speaking newspaper or do it through online systems. Now, reading is a very important skills as well. My partner are going to continue with that, but overall, reading gives you a lot of structure. once you got reading, once you have read a lot of books, you will see that your improvement in the structure will be stronger than when you started. Now to go over the next one, which is read children's book. That's a very effective way to improve or to um, know or gather new words, new vocabulary. Because when we read children books, it helps us to have the very essential structure of the language. So if you're trying to start a new language, do it through children's book because that's a very nice tip. Next one, it's listen English songs. That's very important. Why? Not because of the music, not because of the written, not because of none of those stuff. Listening, it's gonna allow you to understand every idea that you heard in English. So it will give you as well vocabulary, but the main core of listen new English songs, it's gonna be for your structure, number one, and number two, it's gonna give you different ways. You're gonna gather different ways to pronounce and hear different kind of words, right? So to go over next one, next circle is watch English movies and TV shows. You know, you gotta be natural. When you speak English, you gotta be very natural. You gotta be confident. And how do we reach that point? Easy. Watch several TV shows. We have YouTube, which is a very nice channel to it. YouTube is a very amazing tool that you can go through it and you can discover a new word about this kind of shows. And it's pretty amazing because you see a new word there. You see people talking very naturally, people giving new phrases, people everything. Once you heard a lot of these shows, you will see that your brain is gonna be processing the words faster than when you started, right? And the last one is very important. Make friends, not with Salvadorian, make friends with a lot of in several countries. Once we have people as friends that they're native speakers, it's gonna give us the confidence, enough confidence in order to speak to a public or to a class or to our peers. But over those six circles that we have it, there's one which is very essential, and it's not to be afraid to make mistakes. That's a very key point if you would like to start a new language. Remember that you have to make mistakes in order to test your level. You have to make mistakes, so don't worry about it. It's normal in the process of learning a new language. So that's from my side. I'm gonna give you the microphone to my older partners, which are gonna give you the next skills. So that's it. I don't know who's the next.
Okay, good evening everyone again. Now I'm going to explain you something about reading skill. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Okay, good evening. Good evening again, sorry. I have some mistakes, but now I'm going to explain you something about these amazing skills that we have in English. That is reading skills. As we know, a person learns to speak listening, but also reading some books. For example, how to improve skill through techniques. This is the question. And now I'm going to give you some techniques that we have to manage to learn to reading. For example, the first one, I ignore words that are not important. When we are start reading a book, magazine, a newspaper, and we don't know the meaning of a word, we have to ignore that word and continue. The second one is use the context to guess the meaning of the word. That means that if you don't know what is the meaning of a word, we have to guess, try to guess, and use the context to know what is the meaning of that word. And also, number 3, we have scan to find specific information. When we are reading a book, we have to take the specific information when we are using that technique that is scanning. We are reading to find specific information. And also we have the technique number 4, that is skimming. Skimming is when we are reading, we can use that technique to take a main idea in a paragraph on a text. When we combine those different techniques, we can read fluently and we can speak at the same time, because we are acquiring new vocabulary to express ideas or discuss some topics. For example, I'm going to do a little example about the first technique that I told you, that I explained you. For example, in a paragraph, in a book, for example, anyway, let's talk about something else. Where was I? We have to use the right intonation when we are reading, and we are learning, because every single day we learn something new. When we are reading, we have to ignore words that are not important. And the second one, we have to guess the meaning of the word. After that, use a dictionary, sorry. And then we have scanning, that we use that technique to a specific information. When we want a year, a title, or a specific information in a text. Also, skimming when we want the main idea in the topic and the text. And if we combine those techniques, we can increase the reading skills to be professional in that. For a suggestion that I have for each one, for everybody in the group, that you have to choose a book that you like, that you prefer to read. For example, I have this one that is From Beneath the Volcano. Have many vocabulary in this book. We can apply all those techniques that I explained you, and we can increase and develop the reading skill in a right way. And also, you need to create habits to increase your reading skills, to learn to speak in a right way as a native speaker. Thank you so much, and now is the turn of my partner.
Good evening, classmates and teachers. Well, today I'm going to explain a little bit about how to improve our writing skills. This skill is very important in order to care or writing when we are when we want to write something or a letter or different things that requires to use vocabulary to express our ideas. Well, let me show about something that I have here to explain a little bit more about my skill. Okay. Okay. Well, as I explained before, and this is very important in order to have a better grade. So, first one is consistency in the usage of tenses. Well, as we know, we have known people that mix different tenses for example, in past tense or future. So we have a little bit steps that can help us to improve these tenses to express in a good way. For example, the first one is I went to my friend's house. Uh, I went to my friend's house yesterday and we played football. Well, this is incorrect because we are we are mixing. Thank you. We are mixing. No, the before. We are mixing the tenses of the sentences. The second, I went to my friend's house yesterday and we played football. It's correct. Why? Because when we are talking about yesterday, we have to write the past tense of the verb, which is play. So that is a correct way to express our idea. The third one is, I wake up every day at 6 a.m. Then I have a breakfast with my parents. This is incorrect because, as I explained before, we have talking about past tense. So I wake up every day at 6 a.m. Then I had is the past tense. So that is the incorrect form to express this sentence. The correct way is I wake up every day at 6 a.m. Then I have breakfast with my parents, which is correct. Let's continue with subject-verb agreement. Well, we have seen some people that don't know to add the consonant s at the end of the verb, which is really important to express the action for the third person. So, for example, here we have some sentences which are incorrect and correct. For example, he likes Chinese food. This is incorrect because, as I explained before, we have to add s at the end of the verb. So the correct form is he likes Chinese food. And another thing is I lives in Jaipur, which is incorrect because we are using the third person in the verb, which is incorrect for the noun, which is I. So I is the first person. So the correct form is I live in Jaipur. Well, let's continue with the usage of articles. Well, we have now people that make sentences without articles. Articles is really important because it connects the words to make sense about what we want to say. For example, the first one, I saw a movie yesterday. Well, as we know, we have to add a, which is the vowel, and say, and the correct form is I saw a movie yesterday. So another is he liked book written by my father. Here we are using the passive voice. So it's really important to have or to know how to use passive voice with articles. So the correct form is he liked the book written by my father, which is the correct form. Well, and also we have placement of adverbs, which is really important because in that way we express how often we do the activities. And also, which is really important to make mention is, uh, as we can see in these sentences. For example, in the first one, I go to the library on the Thursday usually. Well, usually is an adverb that have to be used at the beginning of the sentences. Always. For example, the adverb always can be used at the end or at the beginning of the sentences. For example, here we have, I usually go to the library on Thursday. As I explained, usually have to be at the beginning. So, which is really important to know. And the third one is my son every day goes to school, which is incorrect because here we are translating in Spanish the Spanish into English. So this is really important to know. So the correct form is my son goes to school every day, which is the correct form to help us to have a better sense in the sentence. So this is very important to know how to have or to have a better writing skills in order to care or vocabulary, and also we need to have vocabulary to express our ideas. So in this is my explanation. So I'm going to give you the microphone to my classmates.
I'm sorry, Jose. I think you're mute. Got to mute. There you go.
Sorry about that. Okay, guys, I'm going to explain about the importance of acquire vocabulary. Vocabulary is something that is very important for us to learn and learn more and more for development in different situations, like science. If you have to talk with a doctor, you have to know what to say to him and what kind of weakness you have and disease. And one way to learn vocabulary and improve your vocabulary is to learn new words every day. You have to choose that word you want to learn and practice that word until you learn it, until you feel like you learn it. And then I have another trick here that is very good for you to practice is do interesting activities in English. That means that if you want to practice some specific vocabulary, you can join in a group of maybe cooking or a book reading books group, and you can learn and try to talk in English all the time with the people who is there on that group, and like that you can learn new vocabulary on that kind of subject. And we have here the use of technology. That is something very important too. Everybody has smartphones. You can try to record your voice speaking as well, as sentences or maybe a 5 minute talk, and then you can I mean, you can start listening after you record it, and see what kind of mistakes you did, and like that you will see what mistake you have to improve it and to make to don't do this kind of mistakes again. And the pronunciation is gonna improve it too. And I have the other one here is have a debate. You can have debate with group of people and well, with your friends. You can have a debate of something or kind of subject that is interesting for you. You can have a debate with them, and then like that you're gonna improve more your vocabulary because you are going to use more frequently words that you know, and you are gonna hear more words, different words that you don't know, and then you can practice those words, and then you gonna learn more and more vocabulary. That is the importance of how to acquire vocabulary. Those are techniques for acquire vocabulary, but the importance is uh, how to develop yourself in the social. And then we have the online dictionary too. That is a very important tool that one you can advantage. Okay, that's it for me. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of you guys that have explained each of your techniques. It's very important for our teachers, to our teacher, I mean, and to our students of each Edmodo class, the people from Learnings that are watching this video. Thank you so much for joining. So, in a conclusion, I'll each of my classmates are gonna give a brief conclusion of the importance of each skills. But from my side, I'll say that it's perfect. The most you practice is the most you're gonna get fluent, the most you're gonna get each of the skill improved. So next time you're watching videos or next time you're listening to music, try to do it in English. It's gonna help you. It is gonna help in all the matters. But all the time be willing to make mistakes. So that's my conclusion for this conference, and now Manuel Peña is gonna give his conclusion.
Okay, well, in conclusion, every day we apply the four skills that English have. For example, when we are writing or chat with our friends, we are writing, we have to practice in that way. When we are talking with other person, we can apply speaking. But also nowadays, we have to use different tools to learn. For example, on internet, in internet, we find different websites that teach us how to use, how to increase the four skills that we have to manage to apply to speak English in the right way. But we have to use all the different tools that nowadays we have. For example, in YouTube, you can find lessons that teach you uh, how to manage grammar, how to learn the pronunciation, the right pronunciation of the words, and also we have to create habits. Something important, applying those skills to learn English 100%. And also, always we have to do the things that I like, that you like, to learn and be successful in the learning process. And thank you for all. And my partner is going to continue with her with the conclusion. Sorry.
Well, as we have heard about different kind of skills that we have been presenting today, well, I can say that writing skill is very important uh, to help us to express or to write in a good way. So my advice is practice, because if you don't practice, you won't be able to write in a correct way. And as we have explained before, you are going to mix the tenses of the words, and that is which is very is incorrect. So well, we have some tutorials in which we can practice our writing skills. uh, we have to know the past, the past tense of the words. For example, if we want to write in a past tense, we have to know the past tense of the word, which is very important to express in a good way. So my advice is short. Practice writing a letter. I mean, using different words that you don't know to increase your knowledge in order to write in a good way. And which is very important to manage the English language, which is really amazing for those that can manage very well this language. So, well, this is my conclusion for the people that that are listening our video. So practice and practice and practice.
Okay, my conclusion, gain more words, learn more words every day. That is the best thing that you can do to improve your vocabulary. And try to learn 2 or 5 words every day. That's going to help you a lot. Imagine how much words you are going to learn in 1 year. That's going to be a lot. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for joining this call, and see you next class. Thank you, Manuel, Rodri, and Jose. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye bye.